This is Mina, who used to be part of the AniPhobia community. Millennium Archive, also known as MA, is an AniPhobia based community. It has no ties to Blue Archive whatsoever. Mina was leader of the Millennium Archive. It all began where people were talking negatively about Blue Archive. One of the specific ones was the anger emoji. Soviet Boy, who was part of MA, tries to explain to them what the meme is about. Soviet Boy was met with hostility during the discussion, including a serious insult alleged from another user who then denied making the comment, even though it had already been posted. Sadly, the post has been deleted. Mina saw this and tried to stand up for Soviet Boy, eventually failing until S.T.A.L.K.E.R showed up, but allegedly did little to shift the tone. Soviet Boy fled from the conversation as he felt like he had no grounds to speak, which has sparked injustice within Mina. Mina eventually met Sayori, then befriended Sayori's friend Atsuko. For the sake of anonymity, I'll be using Blue Archive aliases because the person wishes to not be dragged into this video. During the normal discussion with Atsuko, there were circulating claims regarding Nyx's alleged past content, which gave her the foundation to start a coup, like a stupid person. Mina started the coup with Sayori and Atsuko, who had been providing her evidence. During the coup, Mina met Haru, who was part of the AniPhobia admin, and eventually became close friends with them. According to both Mina and Haru, there were noted inconsistencies in staff conduct, particularly regarding admin behavior. One day, Mina expressed concerns over the allegations to someone on a public server. Someone managed to screenshot it and posted it on AniPhobia Discord server. At that point, Mina's coup was exposed. Mina had to act by pinging everyone in the Millennium Archive server that there would be a civil war. Completely unprepared, trying to convince everyone about S.T.A.L.K.E.R and Nyx. Unfortunately, the coup was ultimately shattered because no one ever believed her. Sayori and Atsuko folded and sided with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Not long after, alleged content from a private channel known as Devious Chat was later circulated, increasing tensions between communities, and mass rumors and leakages from MA began to flood in AniPhobia. During this time, S.T.A.L.K.E.R allegedly commented that he doesn't make that sort of stuff anymore, suggesting awareness of past controversial content, and could be likely a response to Nyx's allegation. Also during this time, Haru cut ties with Millennium Archive and Mina cut ties with Haru, hoping that Haru did not get involved with the drama. Chaos between AniPhobia and Millennium Archive was chaotic. Mina then shortly apologized for causing the chaos, even making an announcement on MA telling them to stop whatever behavior. Things should have been calmed. Everybody should have moved on, but for some reason, someone decided to take a step a little further. An old videos resurfaced that some interpreted as an expose, though Mina claimed it was originally intended as a nostalgic compilation. Mina responded by saying many of the screenshots were not hers and may have been impersonated. Video shows a World of Tanks screenshot in the beginning before it delves into a mass of screenshots. It shows all of Mina's past behavior, including screenshots that appeared unrelated or contextless. And because evidence was brought up against Mina. Following the controversy, AniPhobia initiated a mass ban that affected many members linked to Mina and Millennium Archive. Mina tried to negotiate with one of the AniPhobia staff members before the mass Millennium Archive ban happened, but after that night, the mass ban happened. Mina quickly became a widely discussed figure within AniPhobia, and for 8 months, Mina would have hoped that AniPhobia has forgotten about her, but to this day, she's still being talked about. But then, a group calling themselves the Russian faction emerged. They upload a video summarizing Mina and her dark secrets. The Russian faction consists of the Expeditionary Forces of the Russian Federation, Razvedka Group 7, ex-Frostpunk members, Kungok, PBAF, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Most of the references came from this video and helped frame the narrative for this video. The video outlines the events between AniPhobia and Millennium Archive. It also includes contexts that paint Mina in a negative light. In the beginning, Mina used to have a nickname Frost back in the Frostpunk. Frostpunk was essentially a World of Tanks Blitz server that Mina used to run, but then transferred the ownership to someone else before stumbling upon AniPhobia server, eventually creating Millennium Archive. While Frostpunk itself has no direct relevance to the events in the story, it was later brought up and used as part of the allegations against Mina. For context, the video titled Memory includes references to Frostpunk. The video within 30 seconds was her coup attempt. After 30 seconds, Mina then went on hiatus. She then returned, and we found that Mina actually wants to end all of this debacle and seek amicability on both sides of the community, which reinforces her story. Within 38 seconds, you can see AniPhobia and Millennium Archive relationship were already damaged after her failed coup. In 47 seconds, the video transitioned to criticism of Mina, presenting screenshots and commentary on behavior. In this screenshot, Mina says it was from an announcement channel before it finally began showcasing the screenshots from Devious Chat. Within the span of 20 seconds, allegedly, it included messages from a private channel called Devious Chat, shown without full context. After that, a ban wave happened. Anyone who's associated with MA was banned from their game, and anyone who were associated with it. During the ban wave, Mina appears to be expressing frustration about an issue related to AniPhobia. The conflict she mentions seems tied to her past involvement with Frostpunk rather than the current situation. Again, this may be in reference to the memory video she previously spoke about. Notably, the image in question includes a caption containing the word sorry, which could imply some level of personal acknowledgement or intention. Following this, another user by the name of German Empire acknowledged the situation, referencing a Frost-related video and stating that it dated back roughly 2 years. Atsuko claims that Mina used her, as seen in this message. Then Mina stepped down from being the owner of MA. Some of the MA staff decided to manage the server. Toward the end of the video, a final message is shown. It would be comedy for me to see people cry over the owner leaving the mess she created, referring to Mina as the owner. This is followed by another statement addressing Frost, saying, "When are you going to stop being chronically online? This is for your own health." Whether this was intended as mockery or genuine advice remains unclear. The video closes with what appears to be a targeted statement towards another admin, Haru. The phrase, "You know who's next," followed by, "We are now going for your beloved admin," suggests a campaign or further action being planned. The tone may come across as threatening, depending on the interpretation. After the video was released, Millennium Archive's reputation suffered significant damage. Looking at both sides, neither faction appears entirely in the right. The catalyst for this conflict seems to be Mina's attempt to expose Nyx's alleged dark past within AniPhobia. However, her delivery was arguably poor, which only fanned the flames and ignited a war within the community. In response, some members of AniPhobia launched what many perceived as a coordinated backlash, sharing out-of-context screenshots and targeting individuals associated with Millennium Archive. Whether this amounts to harassment is open to interpretation, but the escalation is undeniable. One of the final scenes even reveals an implied motive to remove Mina's close ally, Haru. Protector of AniPhobia is a server that was created for the purpose of anti-griefing anyone that is being targeted in a game, for example, bullied or getting griefed, ranging from vehicle explosions, Grand Theft Auto, and setting off nukes without warning or stealing. L.A used to be the owner of Protector of AniPhobia, was a fan of the game and has no ties to Millennium Archive. One day, L.A was playing with the randoms until everyone she knew was massacred. She spotted the sniper on the roof and then disappeared. L.A realized the sniper that joined had 5 million below, and suddenly it turned into 55 million, leading her to suspect that a player, possibly with admin power, was involved. The incident turned into a marking point, shifting the experience from PvE to a perceived hostile PvP environment, prompting L.A and some of her friends to put AniPhobia to create a server which is known as Protector of AniPhobia. Protector of AniPhobia aimed to help players improve survivability, especially against griefers. They even list their own enemies and their followers who have the authority and their followers. But one of the most primary target for griefer was Blue Archive cosplayers, allegedly, and because POA's motto is to stop griefing, they had to step in. Because of this, they found solidarity within the Blue Archive cosplayers. In exchange, the two groups mutually supported each other. However, tensions escalated over several months. POA members alleged that some of the griefing may have came from AniPhobia moderators or admins. A footage in the beginning showcasing what appears to be a staff known as Sorn FEL in a tank, shooting at random buildings, possibly attacking random players. However, POA successfully fought back against the tank and killed one of the AniPhobia staff within the game. Another footage showcasing what appears to be more staff in the neutral team. A neutral team essentially allows you to kill anyone in the game. This was during the final in-game conflict. You can see the admin having God mode on and just massacring everyone in the public lobby. The footage, what you're seeing here, is Tsuki firing dozens of rockets at the player with admin privilege. However, the final in-game conflict, POA was ultimately short-lived. According to Sumire, who's now the new owner of POA, privacy breach occurred when someone infiltrated an 18+ channel, despite access being restricted and requiring age verification by staff. Following this incident, allegedly a member identified as an AniPhobia admin joined POA and the situation became increasingly unstable. Many POA members were blacklisted or went AWOL from AniPhobia. Rumors and misinformation spread, accusing POA of allowing minors into adult spaces and labeling members with defamatory nicknames, damaging their reputation. Because of the rampant defamation, their ban was unfortunately justified. Some believe it's due to having an NSFW channel on their server as a proof of evidence, alongside with all those fake rumors. Despite L.A issuing an apology after receiving a warning, reputation damage was done. The incident, combined with POA's no support for Blue Archive cosplayers, is believed by some to have contributed to the eventual Blue Archive blanket ban on AniPhobia. As for the Protector of AniPhobia, they also met a similar fate to the Millennium Archive and soon collapsed. Before the Blue Archive blanket ban began, Haru was forcefully demoted from admin due to known association with Blue Archive, and the reason for the demotion was admin abusing, allegedly. Once Haru was demoted, the dam began to flood. Anyone who was playing AniPhobia while cosplaying as a Blue Archive character was banned off. Even if you were caught wearing any of these accessories, you will be automatically banned. Even if you didn't wear the cosplay while playing the game, anyone that sees your saved costume will be caught and you will be banned off. And the rules were never established in their game, except for Discord servers. And the reception is about as you go. There are other YouTubers who began making videos about this ban and why it's a bad idea. A YouTuber was also calling out on this behavior, but was soon folded due to the threat of being sued from the creators, according to the users. Did reach out to him though. The reason why is because one of his friends was caught in the ban despite not wearing archive cosplay. The reason is because someone was looking through the saved costumes, which is the reason why he got banned. The YouTuber in question was also banned due to being a blue archive sympathizer. Other YouTubers such as Nichi's Crap Post uploaded a video regarding the ban, which mostly pertains to the AniPhobia ban. The developers do comment on those videos, which most of their responses were met with backfire. There was also an internal problem within the server itself. Clone, who enacted the rules, was also found using R6 items on Catalog Avatar Creator, which was posted on AniPhobia Reddit. Clone was banned because of it. Everyone in the internal staff team is currently being investigated to see if they own dakimakuras or boobs. The best way to summarize, it's like Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption.
Who amongst you is with me? And who is betraying me?
Allegedly, S.T.A.L.K.E.R even had some of those items too. According to the staff, it was to test out the ban. Yeah, sure. This video was not created to defend Blue Archive, nor to challenge your right to maintain your rules. It is simply a documentation of individuals who, in my view, were unjustifiably excluded from the game. I understand that many who are affected likely have no intention of returning regardless. There will be no follow-up videos or further commentary. Responses. Please take everything presented here with a grain of salt. And remember, this is a perspective, not a prosecution. If there are other further controversies, reminder that neither Nina nor POA is behind this. Off topic, but I'd like to leave a small observation here. It's a bit of a stretch, I admit, but worth mentioning. There was a line mentioned before about impressionable young minds are naturally curious, will explore, and learn about anything they see. If we let bad actors interact with these impressionable young minds, it can inspire a future generation of degeneracy or blah blah blah. This, of course, was aimed at Archive. If that's the standard, I wonder how other anime featured in your game are measured by the same criteria. Take Konosuba for instance. Kazuma steals panties, Darkness is a full-on masochist, and some jokes the line of decency. If we follow that same logic, wouldn't players be just as likely to learn about everything they see from that context? To be clear, I'm not saying these shows should be banned or judged harshly. I'm just pointing out a bit of an inconsistency. If the concern is truly about safeguarding audiences, you really have to be mindful of the material you're featuring, especially when you're already drawing such a sharp line on what's considered degenerate, especially when your game revolves around anime. Like I said, it's a stretch, but I thought it was worth noting. S.T.A.L.K.E.R later issued a public announcement outlining the reasons for the blanket ban. According to him, numerous controversies within his own community stemmed specifically from Blue Archive fans, both before and after the ban. He phrased this as a preventative measure to keep what he calls nasty behavior from being normalized. Now let's be honest, if you made it this far into the video, you already know exactly who he's really talking about, even if he doesn't say it out loud, allegedly. Now apparently there was an actual real group targeting AniPhobia. They were mostly only known for trying to divide the mods and staff members by trying to get them riled up. I am not gonna name them, giving them attention just isn't worth it. One of the people was Rose, who was targeted by these groups by making an alt account pretending to be one of the people from AniPhobia and sending a horrendous message. This unfortunately made us believe that AniPhobia communities are the scum of the earth, although they are, but not to a degree. anonymity. They also could be the reason for the eventual blanket ban as we know, but probably a lot earlier than Mina's incident. And with that said, I'm out of here.